Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now ladies and gentlemen, there is a story that has been captured by the Standard newspaper and it's in the headline. It says road tax tyranny. Road tax tyranny by the Kenya Kwanza administration. So apparently there is a policy that is being introduced by the Kenya Kwanza administration to introduce a road toll policy. And the aim of this policy is to generate more revenue. And we're being told that there is public participation that is going on the same. So I would want to get your views. Have you ever participated in those fora about this road tax policy? And we're being told that it's being conducted, it's being led by county commissioners in the counties. So someone would want to ask, why are we going to have this road tax or road toll policy when we already have fuel levy policy that generates income to the same government? So apparently the government is planning to introduce these road tolls in all major roads, that is main highways, roads that will be improved, and they're planning to generate close to 4.8 trillion. But the question is, at what cost? Is the Kenya Kwanza administration thinking of Kenyans who are already overburdened by high tax in the country? Kenyans raised so many valid questions that if this is to be introduced, is going to face another backlash. Because Kenyans are financially strained, and whatever is being proposed here is going to benefit very, very few private firms while raising transport costs to the already overburdened Kenyans. Whatever the Kenya Kwanza administration is raising, okay, if they are to raise more revenue for the government, what are other measures that the Kenya Kwanza administration is putting into place to cushion Kenyans from overtaxations? Are they going to lower VAT? Are they going to lower pay as you earn, so that it is a give and take? Because you can't expect the same Kenyans whose purchasing power has gone down right now, who are overburdened with taxations, who are overburdened with the high cost of living, to also take in the road toll policy. Because apparently, if this is implemented, the effect of this is there will be high cost of doing business in Kenya, because all transporters will transfer the cost that they are being charged on a daily basis or whenever they pass those roads. It will be passed to the final consumer. Even manufacturers, whatever extra cost that they are going to incur in manufacturing is going to be passed on to the final consumer. Petrol prices is going to go higher because all those marketers and transporters of petrol are going to transfer the cost all the way to the final consumer. What does this do? It will raise the cost of living and the cost of production in Kenya, which the net effect will be felt by the common man in Kenya. So in all this, whatever the government is talking about is very good. Ideally, we need to improve our infrastructure. And from what I've read here, the Kenya Kwanza administration is targeting, let's look at the key issues in this. Why are they planning to toll these roads? One, we need to improve our roads, that is accepted. We need to do new roads. We need to modernize our infrastructure. That is accepted. But one thing that is coming out is that the Kenya Kwanza administration is targeting to toll key highways and key roads that will be improved and all that, and they're targeting to raise close to 4.8 trillion from this, of which 1.8 trillion for in the next 5 years, and 4 trillion in a span of 10 years, so that they can fill in the funding gap that has been there for the last 10 years. And the question that Kenyans are asking, at what cost? And why should they go for tolling when already we have the fuel levy that is still being passed on to consumers? Apparently what the Kenya Kwanza administration is telling Kenyans is that the fuel levy is not enough. The fuel levy is already raising close to 103 billion shillings against their target of around 50 something billion. But if it's not enough, are there other ways in which we can generate money apart from tolling the main roads? But even if we were to toll those roads, there is an issue here that I want you guys to listen to. There is a road tolling authority that is going to be formed. And the road tolling authority that is going to be formed is not going to be used to do collection of the funds, collection and management of the funds. So I don't know what that authority is going to do. But apparently from what is written in the Standard newspaper is that private firms will manage the toll stations. That is where the catch is. Private firms will manage these toll stations. For me, what I understand with tolling is that, like let's take for example the expressway. The expressway was done under public-private partnership, whereby someone puts in his money, does a very good road, and comes into an agreement with the government that he will recoup his investment. Maybe for the next 30 years, he will be tolling that road until he recoups his money, which is a very, very good idea. They will do what? They will use their private facilities. They will employ guys who will help in the tolling and all that. But a case whereby we have our funds being used to maintain those roads, a tax, because this will be like a tax by the taxpayers. Why do we need to get like a private entity to manage it? Why not give it to why not employ Kenyans? Because this should be another source of employment to Kenyans. Why give it to private entities? And if you go on and read this, these private entities will manage this. They will have like a separate account, not monitored by that tolling authority. So it means the scrutiny that is needed, that can be done by government authorities, cannot be done because they don't have authority over that fund. Why not have that fund under the Kenya Tolling Authority so that it can be scrutinized? Here in the Standard they say the toll revenue bypasses state budget and goes into the National Toll Fund. And the Transport Cabinet Secretary will control pricing while private firms will set fines and levies. So each firm can decide to set their own fine and levy for different roads. So someone can just wake up one day and say, for Mombasa Road, we are going to increase the tolling fee by like around 100 shillings. Then, so it's like, it's something that is being coined to benefit very few people in government. And the charges and enforcement fee here, they say that fines for evasion. If you evade any toll station, that is, if you don't go through the toll station, you will be charged 50,000 shillings or a 6-month jail term. And another thing here is that the toll fee, if you fail to pay that toll fee, it could be linked. Instead of you being taken to court, it could be linked to your insurance renewal. So these are the issues that are being raised by Kenyans that will give it a serious backlash. That one, whenever, just as I've said, whenever such levies are introduced, the cost is always passed on to the consumers. And who is the consumer? The already overburdened Kenyan. So there will be a rise in transport cost, which will affect businesses and workers, because Kenyans use matatus, they use a lot of public transport on a daily basis. Those who are transporting good food stuff to the markets and all that, all these people will be told they will have to pay that toll fee. What does that mean? It means that any extra expense that is going to be charged will be passed on to you as the consumer. Already consumers are overburdened. Then the second issue that is also being raised here is lack of transparency. I think I talked about lack of transparency in the management of that fund, because it's being managed by private entities who've not put in money. These private entities need to come up as investors and put in money into that levy so that they do roads and recoup their money. Another issue is that, you see, if they open it up to private entities, then it means that the politically connected farms and individuals are the ones who are going to benefit. And you know Kenya, once someone gets such a lucrative deal and is a politician, there's nothing you're going to do to him. They will do whatever they want. They will become very rogue. And at the end of it, Kenyans are the ones who will suffer. The politically connected, already they will be angling for those deals. And I don't know what the Kenya Kwanza administration is thinking of. Because for me, I think the Kenya Kwanza administration should have been looking at ways of stimulating the economy. Stimulating the economy in such a way that Kenyans would get an expanded purchasing power. When the purchasing power shrinks, so many people try to limit their spending power. And this affects businesses. The businesses in return will have to do cost cutting. And by cost cutting, they will have to shed off some of their employees. There is that ripple effect in the economy. That is something that is being felt right now. And I think when CS Badi talked, he said that they were going to look at ways of reducing the taxes that are being levied on Kenyans. But whatever we are reading here right now is contrary to what the Kenya Kwanza administration has been promising, like the last 2 months since the Gen Z's demonstrations. So it beats the logic. Now, the next step, I think what they are now talking about is that there is public participation that is going on at the counties. I've not heard about it. I've not seen where public participation is being done right now. But you'd expect that at the end of it, if it's being done by the county commissioners, it's being done by government-friendly officers, you already know the outcome. But I would want a situation whereby we get like open fora where Kenyans can ventilate. We look at the pros and cons. You know, some of the issues that were being raised by Gen Zs were being raised a lot of emotions because of the opaqueness in the way these things are being done. It's like they're being forced down the throats of Kenyans. Kenyans would want a transparent way of doing things. Tell them, communicate to Kenyans and tell them that, okay, this is what we are planning to do and this is how we are going to do it. But not coming up with some deals that maybe at the end of it are going to benefit just a few people. Because if it's shrouded in secrecy, then Kenyans will have to raise some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. So the idea might be very good, but the government will also have to give and take. You can't raise VAT. You can't have VAT. You can't have pay as you earn, and at the same time have fuel levy and a tolling fee to the already overburdened Kenyans. It should be a give at. If they are going to do this, then one, either they reduce the fuel levy, two, reduce the VAT, and pay as you earn. So that in as much as you are targeting to raise so much more, but you have to give Kenyans something to work with, or else the Kenya Kwanza administration will see this economy collapse just because of mismanagement and the appetite of getting more and more money by private entities. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. It's something that we'll keep watching and we'll keep monitoring and we'll keep you updated. But if you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video.